What is going on, Internet? Eric Bandholz back again with another awesome episode from Beardbrand Alliance. You guys have been watching my series on the best and worst hairstyles and beard styles. If you haven't watched the other videos, I highly recommend you do because, well, your life is better when it's spent watching Beardbrand videos. Alright, today we are talking about the worst hairstyles that you can be wearing today, and let's get into it. So, like my worst facial hairstyles video, there are hairstyles in the worst category that I feel like aren't necessarily hairstyles that are bad to wear. I would probably recommend them for certain people in certain cases, but they're few on the list. Only 8, 9, and 10. After that, I would probably not recommend wearing hairstyles. But again, the thing at Beardbrand is you've got to embrace your own style. You got to do you. You can't let some dude on the internet dictate to you what kind of style you're going to wear. You do what you want to do. I'm just some guy. All right, let's get in the list. Number 10. Number 10, we're talking about the FAUXHAWK. Now, why is the FAUXHAWK on the list? Really, because I feel like it's just a styling mistake. I feel like the haircut is good, and just either go with the mohawk, which was on the other list. I'm not telling you where, but it was on the other list. Go with the mohawk, or go with the quiff, or go with the pomp, or go with something else. Just don't do the FAUXHAWK. Like, you can still rock a lot of different styles with the cut of a FAUXHAWK. It's just, I think you're styling it wrong. Speaking of which, a bad haircut is probably worse than some of these hairstyles. So a good cut from a great barber or stylist that maybe is on this list could be way better than a terrible cut from a side part or a classic crew or something like that that everyone knows and loves. So always make sure you're getting a quality cut from your local barber or stylist. Treat those guys and girls, treat them well, because they make you look good. Number 9 on our list. We always get a lot of comments, a lot of flack, a lot of hate on this style. I don't think it's too bad. I think certain face shapes, certain people can pull it off well. I want to lump two different styles together because they're very similar, almost indistinguishable. French crop or the Caesar cut. All right, that's pretty much a short haircut. Usually a little bit of texture, a little bit of like movement, done naturally, pulled forward, and then kind of like cut across the forehead. I don't know. There's another cut on this list that's kind of similar to that. And I think for most guys, going straight across with bangs is not a good look. Again, exceptions to the rules. You can wear it. It's at the bottom of this list. It's okay style. People in Europe, they love it. I'm American. What do you know? Okay, number 8 on this list is more of like a detail to a hairstyle that I think was really popular about 3 or 4 years ago, and now I would highly recommend that you don't do it, with the exception of like a very minor touch to it. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about the hard part. If you guys aren't familiar with the hard part, it's basically a side part or some kind of side part, and you shave off the line. Like, so you see I have a part here, I would just shave in here. Now, if you're just shaving like, I don't know, like a millimeter or something that's almost indistinguishable to help you find the part, okay, no big deal. But it's when you start making a noticeable hard part that becomes the issue. This hairstyle is very hard to maintain. You have to keep that thing trimmed up every couple of days, or else you're going to start seeing a little bit of fuzz in there. And then when you do eventually decide to grow out your hard part, it's going to be a hard challenge. You're just going to have like little bits like kind of floating up there. A lot of guys will actually have to go real short to get it to grow out with length. So I would recommend you avoid the hard part. Just go with the natural part. You'll be able to find it and nail it over time. Number 7 on the list. This one got a lot of hate as well, and kind of rightfully so. I think it like blew up and then dissipated really quickly, and that is the top knot. So the top knot is very different than the man bun. The man bun, you've pretty much grown your hair all out. You're a long haired dude, and you put it in a bun to keep it out of your face. You can put that bun towards the lower part, towards the back, or even towards the top. All of those are fine. The top knot is when you essentially just shave or keep all this pretty short, and then you have a longer hair and then you do a little thing up here. Now, I've talked about in previous videos how the top knot can be an option for you as you're growing out long hair. So if your hair is not long enough to tie into the bun in the back, then maybe what you do is you tie it a little bit higher up. Technically, it could be a top knot. That's not the style I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is the purposeful style where all day long you've got it shaved here, you got it long back, and you got a little bun up top. Closer it is to the middle of your top of your head, the less I would recommend it. The more you go back, the more kind of acceptable it's going to be. Now, number 6 on the list is a style I feel I see around all over the place. And it's a style I feel like the guys have potential, but they haven't invested in understanding how to properly style their hair. And they've kind of like missed it by an inch. And it's like I said, a lot of things here. It's about the styling more so than the actual cut. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about the slick back, kind of longer hair, high shine. The high shine, slick back hair. I think what you can do to remedy this is you can go with the pomp style. So a pomp is going to be like up and then back. And that's going to be a lot more modern, a lot more up to date. The greasy slick back hair, it just kind of has vibes of, I don't know, like sleazy car salesman. Maybe it will come back. Maybe it will be like the Wolf of Wall Street or whatever, or some kind of like fashionable style, but it's just not now. It's not to say trends don't change, but I would probably not recommend you rock that hairstyle nowadays. 5. All right, we're into the top 5. These are the 5 worst hairstyles. You do not want to be rocking these. Man, number 5 could probably be like anywhere, 1 through 5. It's a weird style. You guys know I'm rocking the mullet. You guys know the mullet made the other list because I made the list. But this style came along with the mullet, but did not make that list. And what am I talking about? Rat tail, baby. A rat tail. You know, just like a little patch of hair that goes long. I don't know. Maybe I'll try it. It seems like a really weird hairstyle. I don't know, man. I just don't know the rat tail. Like, what are you thinking? Like, either you gotta be that guy, like, was it Anakin Skywalker kind of wore some kind of side rat tail kind of thing, braided? I don't know. But I don't know if I would recommend you growing the rat tail. And if you guys can tell me if you've ever seen a dude with a rat tail in person in the past 10 or 15 years, then props to you, man. Props to you. You live in a diverse environment, because I literally have not seen one in decades. Number 4, man, a lot of these are vintage hairstyles that should be left in the past. It's funny how the mullet made it out of there, but this one, maybe one day will make it out of here. But right now, I would not recommend it. It's like a way worse version of the French crop. And what am I talking about? The bowl cut. Put that bowl, the Dumb and Dumber, cut it around here. Now, as always, I'm sure there's cool ways of cutting it up where it looks more presentable, but bowl cuts should probably be left to younger children or the 80s. I rocked a bowl cut when I was a wee little one, and it was fabulous, but maybe it'll be back one day. Maybe it won't be number 4 on the list in the future. But for now, don't rock a bowl cut. Number 3 on the list. Top 3. These are the worst hairstyles. And, again, this one is about the style. It's not necessarily about the cut. And what am I talking about? Center part, baby. Do not part your hair dead center. You know why? Because every face is slightly off, slightly unsymmetrical. Like, I got one of my eye things is droopier, and you guys know my mustache. This, I think, grows in. It doesn't grow in. It's got a little dip in it. You smile weird. It's kind of janky. And what happens is when you put a center part right dead center, it really just, for most faces, just poof, throws it all out of whack. Unless you are like an absolute Greek god, you have a perfectly symmetrical face. Avoid the center cut. Avoid the center part. Avoid the center part. Now, how do you get around it? off center part, okay? It's not that hard. Just move it over like a couple of centimeter over, and then just kind of do it at a diagonal back. That will completely solve it if you're looking for that look. But otherwise, you're kind of looking like alfalfa and got a little cowlick in the back. Nah, man, don't be doing that. Center part, top 3. Learn. Just off center. You'll be okay. Simple and easy. Woo. Number 2, this one. Again, you could rock it in a really great way, but if you style it like this, brings back memories from the early 2000s. What am I talking about? Spiky hair, man. LA looks, frosted tips. No, man, no. Just, you guys know the look. You can pull off the exact same hairstyle and go with one of the great hairstyles of right now, which is the classic crew cut. But if you go and you try to get it all spiky, there's better ways of getting texture. You can style it better if you have it cut already. You can just style it like a classic crew cut. Definitely don't be doing frosted tips. That time has passed. Again, maybe it'll come back, but just not right now. But what is number 1? Number 1 is legit a terrible idea. A terrible idea. This is one I'll say like never ever, never in the past and never in the future should you do this. Ever. And I'm talking about the comb over. Okay, guys, the comb over is like broadcasting your insecurities to the world. The comb over is you saying like, oh, look at me, I think I still got it, but in reality, behind the closed doors, you don't got it. You're battling something. You wish you were someone else. Embrace who you are. If you go to my other list, you'll see there are amazing hairstyles for guys out there who are losing your hair. The skullet right now is an option you could be wearing. That's not the comb over. That's not pretending to have hair that you don't have hair. It's working with what you got. Now, embrace your own genetics. Find out what works with what works for you. Not everyone's got a full head of hair, and that's okay. A lot of guys lose their hair. Most of their guys lose their hair. I like to say you're either going to lose your hair or you're going to die young. And those are your 2 options. So what? You lost your hair. Go with it. It's okay. Find a style that works. Where did I get this list wrong? Where did I get it right? As always, thanks for watching. Cheers. Keep on growing. Whoever knew sweat could smell so good? I did, because I've been using Beardbrand's new deodorant. Grab it at beardbrand.com.